I want every man to get his rifle, go to his bunk, and stay there. And I mean stay there!
Welcome back to our Stars Rewind channel, Burt Lancaster. The name evokes not only a legendary Hollywood icon, but also a life filled with ups and downs, passion, and dedication. Yet, behind the bright lights of the silver screen lies a world of hidden secrets, relentless efforts to overcome adversity and the inner struggles he faced. From a young man growing up in poverty in New York, Burt Lancaster endured many hardships to become one of the greatest actors in cinematic history. But did fame and success truly mask the shadows in his life? Burt Lancaster was a man full of contradictions, a symbol of success, yet also the embodiment of deep pain and unending struggles. If you admire Burt Lancaster, leave a comment saying "RIP Burt Lancaster" to share your condolences with his family. Join us as we explore this emotional journey, uncover hidden facets never before revealed, and delve into the battles few could have imagined in the life of this legendary figure. Early life. Burt Lancaster was born on November 2, 1913, in East Harlem, New York, into a working-class family of Scottish immigrants. His parents, James Henry Lancaster and Elizabeth Roberts, were humble yet resilient people who worked tirelessly to raise their 5 children amid the harsh realities of a rapidly changing society. Growing up in poverty, Burt was instilled with strong values of hard work, honesty, and responsibility from an early age. As a child, Burt faced significant pressures from life. His family lived in deprivation, and like many other children in the poor working-class neighborhood, he had to do various jobs to help support the family. However, these early experiences shaped Burt's resilience and independence, qualities that would later form the foundation of his illustrious career. Burt was not only a determined young boy, but also stood out for his natural athletic talent. He excelled particularly in gymnastics and basketball, showcasing extraordinary strength and agility. His high school years at DeWitt Clinton in the Bronx were marked by impressive achievements, especially his ability to overcome difficulties to become an exceptional athlete. It was thanks to this talent that Burt earned a sports scholarship to New York University, opening a door for him to escape the hardships of working-class life. However, Burt Lancaster's life was not simply a story of athletic talent. Despite having the opportunity to study at a prestigious university, Burt's true passion lay in the freedom he found in outdoor activities and the circus. Not long after starting his studies, Burt decided to drop out and pursue a more adventurous path, joining a traveling circus. He toured across America with the K Brothers Circus, where he quickly became a star with his impressive acrobatic and circus performances. Burt found freedom and joy in these performances, but he also faced the risks and dangers of the trade. Yet, fate tested Burt once again. A serious accident during a performance forced him to give up his circus career, which he had once considered his everything. But, true to the character he had shown throughout his life, Burt didn't let failure drag him down. Instead, he began to explore new paths, doing everything from sales to waiting tables to make ends meet. It was during these difficult times that Burt Lancaster's steadfast and determined nature was forged, preparing him for the challenging road ahead in his pursuit of Hollywood stardom. The early years of hardship helped Burt Lancaster understand that there was no path to success other than perseverance and relentless effort. And from those experiences, he embarked on a greater journey, the journey to becoming one of the brightest stars in American cinema. Early career. After being forced to give up his promising circus career due to an accident, Burt Lancaster realized his life needed a new direction. He returned to the familiar streets of New York City, where he had grown up in poverty, and began searching for other opportunities. However, success did not come easily for Burt, as he faced numerous failures and challenges before finding his breakthrough in acting. A valuable opportunity unexpectedly presented itself when a Broadway producer happened to notice him. Burt hadn't anticipated this, but fate had its plans, and he was invited to join the cast of the play A Sound of Hunting in 1945. Although the play didn't achieve major commercial success, Burt's talent caught the attention of influential figures in the entertainment industry. Among them was Harold Hecht, a visionary producer who believed Burt Lancaster had the potential to become a major star. With Hecht's support, Burt soon signed a contract to star in the film The Killers, 1946, a project that would become the first significant milestone in his career. With this debut role, Burt not only captivated audiences with his rugged and charismatic appearance, but also impressed with his powerful acting ability. The success of The Killers earned him critical acclaim and opened the door to a series of major opportunities on the silver screen. The 1940s and 1950s marked Burt Lancaster's rapid rise to stardom. His subsequent roles in Brute Force, 1947, and I Walk Alone, 1948, solidified his place in the hearts of audiences. Burt became a leading name in crime and action films, known for portraying strong, magnetic, yet complex characters. However, Burt was not content with being just an actor. He longed to take control of his artistic path and future. Collaborating with Harold Hecht, he founded his own production company, Norma Productions, aimed at producing quality films that reflected his own vision and ideas. The first film he produced, Kiss the Blood Off My Hands, 1948, caused controversy with its shocking title, but achieved notable success and demonstrated Burt's ability as a producer. From that point on, Burt Lancaster became one of the first Hollywood actors to step into the role of producer, creating films over which he had full creative control. With a flourishing acting career and his own production company, Burt Lancaster proved that he was not only a skilled actor, but also an ambitious and talented creator. Career peak. After a challenging start, Burt Lancaster gradually ascended to the pinnacle of cinematic art, becoming one of Hollywood's brightest stars. His success stemmed not only from his natural talent, but also from his relentless effort and versatility in a wide range of roles, leaving a lasting impression on both audiences and critics alike. One of the most memorable milestones in Lancaster's career was his role as Sergeant Milton Warden in the film From Here to Eternity, 1953. The movie quickly became a sensation, warmly received by audiences, and winning 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Lancaster's performance earned him his first Oscar nomination for Best Actor. The scene where he and Deborah Kerr share a passionate kiss on the beach became one of cinema's most iconic moments, forever etching Burt Lancaster in the minds of fans as both strong and romantic. In 1960, Lancaster once again made a significant impact with his role in Elmer Gantry. This performance earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor, marking a turning point in his career. In Elmer Gantry, Lancaster portrayed a fraudulent but charismatic preacher. The complex conflict between the character's hypocrisy and persuasive charm was masterfully conveyed by Lancaster. This role not only impressed critics but also showcased his depth and subtlety as an actor. Lancaster didn't just shine on screen, he also made his mark as a film producer. In 1948, he co-founded the production company Norma Productions with Harold Hecht, and within a few years, the company made waves with successful films like Marty, 1955. Marty won the Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival and the Academy Award for Best Picture, cementing Lancaster's reputation not only as a talented actor, but also as an exceptional producer. Throughout the 1960s, Lancaster continued to flourish with a series of remarkable roles. His portrayal of Robert Stroud in Birdman of Alcatraz, 1962, earned him a 3rd Oscar nomination. Lancaster skillfully depicted the life of a prisoner who finds redemption through studying birds, a role requiring nuance and a deep understanding of the character's psychology. With Birdman of Alcatraz, Lancaster showcased his versatility and acting finesse, captivating both audiences and even the toughest critics. In 1963, he solidified his international status with his portrayal of Prince Don Fabrizio in Luchino Visconti's The Leopard. The film won the Palme d'Or at Cannes and is considered one of the greatest epics in cinematic history. Lancaster's performance in The Leopard affirmed that he was not only a leading actor in Hollywood, but also a global force in film. In the later years of his career, Lancaster continued to impress with his role as Lou Pascal in Atlantic City, 1980. This performance earned him his fourth Oscar nomination and is regarded as one of his most emotionally rich roles. Lancaster fully captured the weariness, nostalgia, and lingering hope of a man whose glory days were long behind him. With over 85 films spanning a wide array of genres, from action and drama to epic and comedy, Burt Lancaster became an irreplaceable legend in Hollywood. In addition to his Oscar for Elmer Gantry, he won 2 Golden Globe Awards and numerous accolades from international film festivals. Lancaster's contributions went far beyond prestigious awards, as he was celebrated for his remarkable versatility and relentless passion for the craft. Burt Lancaster was a brilliant icon, not only because of his extraordinary acting talent, but also for his tireless dedication to the world of cinema. His performances have become immortal, and his image will forever live on in the hearts of film lovers around the world. Personal life. Burt Lancaster was a man whose personal life was colorful and complex, where his glittering on-screen career was just one part of a broader story filled with relationships, inner conflicts, and struggles to balance family and artistic passion. Born into a working-class family in New York, Burt always felt a strong sense of responsibility toward his family from a young age. This shaped a part of his character, always setting high goals and striving tirelessly, but it also created deep conflicts between his career and personal life. Burt's first marriage to circus performer June Ernst in 1935, when he was still a young man full of ambitions but with nothing to his name, symbolized his efforts to build a stable life. However, as Burt embarked on his acting career and endured the tough times needed to make a name for himself, his relationship with June became strained. Burt's career was uncertain at the time, and he often had to travel from place to place in search of opportunities. Eventually, the marriage ended, not only due to differences in lifestyle, but also because Burt's ambitions pulled him away from the personal values they once shared. Burt's second marriage to Norma Anderson, which began in 1946, marked another phase of his life. Norma was a strong woman who stood by Burt as he started to achieve great success in his career. They had 5 children together: Bill, Jimmy, Susan, Joanna, and Sile. While Burt's career soared, especially after films like The Killers and From Here to Eternity, his family life became increasingly complicated. Norma, with her dedication and love, tried to keep the family peaceful amid the turbulence of the entertainment industry. However, this didn't stop Burt, who was often drawn to the allure of other Hollywood stars. Rumors of Burt's extramarital affairs began to surface, particularly with famous actresses like Marlene Dietrich and Shelley Winters. His 2-year affair with Shelley Winters, which occurred while he was still married to Norma, was mentioned in Winters' memoir. She recalled that their relationship was passionate, but it ended when she discovered that Burt was still living with Norma and waiting for the birth of their next child. Disillusioned and hurt, Shelley decided to end the relationship, which was just one example of the personal conflicts Burt faced throughout his life. Despite the ups and downs of his family life, Burt Lancaster was always present for his children. Even with a busy career, he never forgot his role as a father. His children, particularly Bill and Joanna, later followed in his footsteps in the film industry. Bill Lancaster became a renowned screenwriter with works such as The Bad News Bears and The Thing, while Joanna became a producer, working on several film projects related to her father. Burt was always proud of his children's accomplishments and spent time with his family whenever possible, despite his demanding schedule. After his marriage to Norma ended in 1969, Burt entered into a relationship with hairstylist Jackie Bone. This relationship lasted into the early 1990s until Jackie decided to end things due to a change in her religious beliefs. Burt, who always sought stability in his personal relationships, was deeply affected by this decision. However, instead of falling into despair, he continued to move forward and sought happiness in a new phase of his life. In 1991, Burt married for the third time to Susan Martin, a real estate broker. This marriage marked the peace and stability Burt had long desired after years of living in the spotlight of Hollywood. Susan became his trusted companion and life partner in his final years. They lived a quiet life, far from the hustle and bustle of the film industry, enjoying their private moments together. Burt, even though his career peak had passed, maintained his passion for the arts and dedicated himself to projects that he felt strongly about. Political and social activism. Burt Lancaster was not only known as a legendary Hollywood actor, but also as a man with a compassionate heart and a strong commitment to social and political causes. He used his fame to advocate for the values he believed in, and throughout his life, he became a symbol of dedication to social justice, equality, and human rights. From the early years of his career, Lancaster expressed clear political views, standing up for the oppressed and the vulnerable. He was a staunch supporter of the civil rights movement in the United States, one of the most pressing issues of the mid-20th century. As the movement for racial equality gained momentum, Burt not only showed empathy but also took action. In 1963, he participated in the historic March on Washington, where Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. Lancaster was not only one of the biggest Hollywood stars to attend the event, but he also took on the role of a speaker, delivering a message of equality and justice in American society. His actions left a deep impression, not only on the public, but also within the film industry, helping to advance the civil rights movement. Lancaster was also a fierce opponent of war, particularly the Vietnam War. During the 1960s and 1970s, as the Vietnam War escalated, Burt used his position to speak out against the conflict. He supported anti-war political candidates, such as Senator Eugene McCarthy in the 1968 presidential race. To him, the war was not only a senseless loss of life, but also contradicted the values of freedom and human rights he held dear. His anti-war stance and support for peace movements made him a target of criticism, especially during the McCarthyism era, when suspicion of communism spread across the U.S. He was placed under FBI surveillance for his political activities and was even included on President Richard Nixon's enemies list, a list of individuals considered adversaries due to their political views. However, Lancaster never allowed this to silence him, and he continued to advocate for human rights and anti-war causes. Burt Lancaster also dedicated considerable time and effort to environmental protection. In the 1970s and 1980s, he became a prominent voice in raising awareness about environmental conservation. He strongly opposed offshore oil drilling along the California coast and was actively involved in campaigns to protect the environment, from safeguarding clean water to preserving wilderness areas. Lancaster believed that environmental protection was essential to ensuring a sustainable future for generations to come, and he wasn't afraid to use his fame to push for positive change. In addition, Burt made significant contributions to the fight for AIDS awareness during the 1980s, a time when the disease was heavily stigmatized. After his close friend Rock Hudson was diagnosed with AIDS, Lancaster publicly participated in fundraising events and advocacy efforts to raise awareness about the disease. He not only stood by those affected by AIDS, but also worked to combat social stigma by spreading messages of compassion and understanding. At a famous fundraising event, he read Hudson's final letter, sharing his friend's last words with the public, emphasizing that AIDS awareness was not just a medical issue, but a humanitarian one. Lancaster also showed great courage in standing up against the death penalty. He believed that the legal system should not include capital punishment, and he spoke out publicly about this stance on numerous occasions. Lancaster became one of the first Hollywood figures to openly support the abolition of the death penalty, and his views resonated widely, inspiring many activists and fellow artists to follow his lead. Through all of his social and political activism, Burt Lancaster was not just a talented artist, but a tireless advocate for noble causes. He used his fame and influence to push for change, fight for the rights of the oppressed, and protect the values he believed were right. This is why, even after his passing, his legacy continues to echo in the hearts of fans and social activists around the world. Later years and legacy. Burt Lancaster's later years were marked by both triumph and hardship as he faced serious health challenges. Nevertheless, his spirit and determination remained undiminished. In the 1980s, Lancaster experienced several health setbacks, including a heart attack in 1980, which forced him to change his lifestyle and focus more on self-care. After undergoing coronary bypass surgery, he did not let his health stop him and continued to appear in a number of films and television shows, including roles that garnered widespread praise, such as in Field of Dreams, 1989. His performance in this film left a lasting impression, reaffirming that despite his age and health issues, Burt Lancaster was still a significant talent in Hollywood. In 1990, Lancaster faced another major setback when he suffered a stroke. This incident left him partially paralyzed and took away his ability to speak, forcing him to end his long acting career. From then on, Lancaster chose to live a more secluded life, spending time with close family and friends. He married Susan Martin in 1991, and they remained together until his death. Although he withdrew from the public eye, his legacy in the film industry and social activism continued to endure. Lancaster passed away on October 20, 1994, following a final heart attack at his home in Century City, Los Angeles. His death marked the end of a Hollywood legend, a man who not only left behind an impressive body of cinematic work, but also became a symbol of courage and unwavering commitment to humanitarian values. He was cremated, and his ashes were scattered at Westwood Memorial Park in California. In keeping with his modest personality, there was no large or extravagant funeral, reflecting the simplicity Lancaster embraced in life. The legacy Burt Lancaster left behind is not only defined by his remarkable films, but also by his dedication to noble causes. Over more than 4 decades in the entertainment industry, he appeared in over 85 films and is considered one of the greatest actors of the 20th century. From his roles in From Here to Eternity, Elmer Gantry, Birdman of Alcatraz, to Atlantic City, Burt Lancaster captivated the hearts of millions of viewers worldwide. The awards he won, including an Academy Award for Best Actor in Elmer Gantry, 1960, along with numerous BAFTAs and Golden Globes, testified to his prolific career. Beyond the screen, Burt Lancaster was also honored for his social and political activism. He fought for equality, stood against social injustices, spoke out on environmental issues, and consistently supported the oppressed. His bravery in speaking out against McCarthyism, opposing war, and supporting victims of the AIDS epidemic highlighted him as not only a talented artist, but also a responsible citizen. Lancaster left an indelible mark on the film industry while also setting an inspiring example of compassion, resilience, and unwavering commitment to humanitarian values. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey through the life of Burt Lancaster, a legend not only on the screen but also in the values he fought for throughout his life. From his humble beginnings, Burt overcame it all to become an everlasting symbol of cinema and a fighter for social justice. The legacy he left behind is not only a collection of classic films, but also a testament to his kind heart and courageous spirit in the face of adversity.